Hello everyone, I want to show you how you can flip that small account of yours into a big account. And a lot of mentors are here on YouTube are not teaching you this strategy, and they are keeping it for themselves, but today I'm giving it out for free. So I flipped this $2 account of mine, this $2 account to $700 just trading USD JPY and CAD JPY. I entered full margin. When you have a small account, just go in full margin with no stop loss. Just go full margin. Let me show you how I call that move. Okay, so we'll start from the daily time frame. So on the daily time frame, we want to do top-down analysis. So currently the market has been making series of higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, and where was the recent break of structure to the upside. So I caught this move before it had started plummeting up. So after this recent break of structure, let me show you this. Let me delete this. So price broke structure to the upside, broke structure to the upside. Here, let me mark it. It broke structure to the upside. Mark it here. After breaking structure to the upside, it left an imbalance, a little imbalance. It's not that big, but tiny here. We have this fair value gap here that price left, and I was sure that after breaking of structure, price will come back to fill this imbalance it had left here. It's not that big, but yeah, but it's visible. This imbalance I'm talking about, this imbalance, and this imbalance comes with this daily order block sitting around this zone, and I was sure enough after this massive candle to the downside, I was so sure that price want to fill this imbalance and react either from this order block. So let me mark the order block. That was my order block, and fair enough, after price fill this imbalance completely, it tapped the order block and price was getting some rejection. You can see that there was a lot of rejection from these wicks down here. That price, the buyers are going in. They don't want markets to go down. They are going in. You can see this rejection, and which was price to the upside. Actually, I traded this candle yesterday. So let me show you. Let me go to the 4-hour. After that, so reacted from the daily order block, and you can see this consolidation of price. You can see that they had a lot of consolidation around this zone, and I was sure after tapping this order block, the market will want to go back and fill this huge imbalance it created around this zone. And that's what price, I knew that price after tapping that and feeling my imbalance around this zone and tapping my daily order block, I was sure it will go up and fill this huge imbalance. This candle, the imbalance it left here, this fair value gap it left here, and I was like, yep, that's what I'm expecting. So I saw this, and there was like a wipe there. After this wipe, price went up, came down to react from this rejection block around here. After this rejection block, price went up to break structure to give us change of character. We had change of character around the zone, and I was like, yeah, it's time. We had that change of character. We had change of character around that zone, and I was like, I was sure that price will come back to fill this imbalance it left. We have this fair value gap around here, which price respected it, came back to react also from this 4-hour order block here. Let me mark it here. To react from this 4-hour order block, and that's where I had based my entry. So I want to support okay, that was like my technical analysis, and I was waiting for my buys around that zone. I wanted let me delete this actually, so that I can mark my entry zone. So I was sure that this was my entry zone there. I wanted, yeah, that's where I had pressed my entry, my stop. I did not use a stop loss because it was a $2 account, and my target was to take out this buy side liquidity around this zone. That was my target, to take that buy side liquidity. So I want to support the reason why I was saying that JPY will be weaker than that the USD JPY will be like the USD will be stronger than the JPY. That's why it bought. So let me support my claim. So from the court report data of last week court report data, we can see that the big institution, the large speculators, we can see that they added 5,374 shorts position. They were shorting the JPY, thus making it weaker, and they removed 1,864 buys. They exited 1,864 buy contract. They closed some buy 1,864 buy contracts and added 5,375 and 73 short position. That they were making the GPY weaker against the USD actually. So the large speculators, the non-commercial, because I used the non-commercial to trade, they were shorting the JPY, that's making it weaker against the dollar. That's why I was sure that the GPY will be weaker, and therefore the USD must be stronger. I also want to support my claim. So I used correlation with CAD JPY. CAD JPY is positively correlated to USD JPY. I used correlation as my entry. Okay, let me use bring the period separator a bit, and yep, yes, there we can see this is what happened about the correlation. They are positively correlated, so they should be acting the same. We can see that CAD JPY wiped liquidity below this zone. It wiped liquidity below this low here, but USD JPY didn't take liquidity below here, didn't close below that zone. We can see that we had this correlation, so therefore we had this SMT divergence. We have this SMT divergence where you can see we had this divergence around here. I used divergence as my entry. So CAD JPY had taken liquidity below this low, whereas USD JPY failed to close below this low. Therefore, that means that the CAD JPY had taken liquidity, and USD JPY was like, I'm not going there since you have taken liquidity. So price pumped up. So I took entries on both, but I exited once the USD JPY took liquidity above my zone here. Once it took liquidity, I exited, but you can see that this zone, card GPU had not yet taken liquidity above this high around here. So I exited because there could be a correlation, there could be another divergence to the downside. So I took my profits on both. So I entered, I scaled in position on both pairs. I scaled in position on both pairs. That's why I was able to flip this $2 account to $700 with that move. To $700 with that move. So that's it. See you on the next video.